Okay, guys. Welcome to Bigfoot Hunters. Today, not quite going to be a Bigfoot challenge. It's going to be me alone in the woods with a knife. One knife. And this camera. Okay guys, so right now, I'm in our woods. I have this knife, and it's about to start pouring rain. I need to find shelter. Yeah, I hear that? I better get shelter. Okay, so I'm using all this pokeweed. Quick, make a roof on this shelter I'm building. Because it's quite leafy. I'm basically just laying the pokeweed on top. Some of it's pretty tough, so I just cut it with my knife. The good thing about it is, even if you don't have a knife, it's quite easy to snap. So yeah, I'm gonna fast forward this. And since I'm supposed to be really realistic with almost nothing but my knife and myself, and I don't have a camera cover, I'm just gonna use my shirt. Right. So I got pretty well situated right here. Just thick enough to keep out the rain. Let me got over the front of it. Reason I used a shirt as a cover because I couldn't really hold it and keep it covered while I was walking. All right, let me figure out how to get into this thing. It's basically a natural place where a few branches came down. I'm just using it as a great. So I now have a shelter. I need to find some food now before I would be starving. So let's go and find some food. I'm saying goodbye to my home sweet home, but I've got a problem with my feet. For some reason I'm wearing flip-flops in the wild, which hurts quite a bit. So what I'm gonna do, there's a big poplar over there. Big poplar. The grit is in between my shoes. It's like the grit is in the sandals and it hurts a lot. All right, so I'm gonna pick 2 of these poplars. Reason I got a poplar is because of its forked right there. All I have to do is put it in my sandal like that. And then if you want to, you can be fancy. There, I've got myself a bit more protection against the dirt, so it doesn't hurt my feet so bad. Another one. The good thing about poplar is it also comes off the tree quite very, very, very easily. So put whichever side is softest down on the ground. I have duck feet now. But yeah, that doesn't hurt as much anymore. So, all right, to find food, you need to think of what season it is. So right now, it's early fall. So it's right now, I'd say 80 degrees out, 82. So what I need to find is some kind of food that grows in fall, early fall. So muscadines on the East Coast, ripe around August and early fall. So I'm gonna go look for some muscadine vines. So on my way, I got thirsty. So there's not that much to get water with, but I'm gonna look for some plants that might have water from this rain so I can drink off the water off the plants. Just make sure the plant is not poisonous. This, you drink it off this, you'll get sick. I don't think you'll die. Drink it off this, poplar, perfectly fine. All right, there's a good one that looks like it collected a bunch. I think this is, this is forget-me. No. That's just gently. If you start tasting the plant, it's probably a good idea to just not eat it. Because stuff like poplar isn't poisonous, but it's like grass. It's not bad. It's not good for you. It's not completely edible. All right, now that I've quenched my thirst, I'm gonna look for some food, those muscadines. Now, you see these in the woods? Do not eat them, you would die. They're pokeweed, pokeberries, extremely poisonous. So I'm gonna go look. Here's some muscadine vines, babies. That's a muscadine vine. It looks like a grape because they are wild grapes. Sounds like the rain's coming. Better get some food and pronto. All right, so here's a muscadine bush that I saw some muscadines earlier. There's some muscadines on it. Let me check. Just lift up the branches, look under the leaves. This one might actually have any, which means this one more food source down for me. All right, so I remembered that muscadine leaves are edible to a part as long as you don't eat too much of them. So I'm gonna see if I can get any nutrition from those. You know that taste that's on like the outsides of grapes sometimes when they're not very good grapes? I'd eat that if I was starving, but it's that stuff that makes your tongue go numb. Yeah, I do not like that stuff on grapes. All right, I'm gonna look for any other types of food. Guys, found edible. Yes, I'm saved. I just found a delicious edible plant that's just purely good. It's not even a disgusting edible plant. Let me get it up by its roots if I can. Okay, no I can't. Its roots are too deep, but this stuff right here, you'll be able to tell what it is because as these seed pods during all summer, they're tasty. Seriously. They're tasty. The seed pods are quite juicy. The leaves look like little hearts. It's called wood sorrel. It's very sour and sweet. It's like not sweet, but it's pretty sour. You can make lemonade actually with it. All right, I'm back at our hut. The rain just stopped. It's going on and off. So I'm just going to show you my trick. Not in my hut, which is perfectly fine with me. All right, so I got this food. I also got the biggest poplar leaf I could find. Basically as big as my head. Which I'm going to do is I'm going to find some kind of, okay, so see how it has 3 points? You can kind of pin those points together. Here, let me find something to pin them together with. So just find something like, just find any stick on the ground. Try not to make it muddy because you're drinking out of this thing. You just use this. Use a dowel to make holes. Hole. on each side. Then find a piece of sweet grass, something, just any type of grass. Baby bamboo would work. Thread it through the holes. Once you got it through the holes, make sure it's bendable, at least bendable enough to pull those two to not snap when you pull it together. Or you could have it snap, it doesn't matter as long as it doesn't like separate from each other. They don't separate. So I'm just going to tie it gently, otherwise your thing will break. That's one side. I'm going to do the other sides. So now that you've got those edges done, there's going to be a little problem. Those little edges. So what you're going to do is you're going to usually try to get good pinch. Try folding that over. Then with this, yes, I think you can really, let me find a good stick for it or piece of grass or something. With this, just do a super quick tie. It doesn't matter that much. It's just trying to make it just waterproof enough to hold in a few drops of water like a sip. Just stick that through and tie it. Wait, yeah, so make sure it's folded over. Don't just tie it like this. Don't just tie it like that. Fold that little chunk over. Then if you have harder grass, like stiffer grass like this, I don't even need a dowel kind of thing. I can just do it with my hands with the grass, puncture it. Quick tie that. You can do the same thing on the other side. Just do the same thing. Now that you got that done, you can usually, yeah, you just bend the main stalk, bend its backbone, just enough on both sides. With this, it's a better idea to use more sweetgrass. And then here, tie it so that you have a bowl like that. And then, now this bowl, I kind of did a lot of extra stuff, sorry about that. With this bowl, you could let it sit, especially on a rainy day like this, collect water. Alright, so I've got my food. And I'm just gonna have a little wild weed salad. I will warn you, it's pretty sour. But, yeah. This can be the end for this video. My next video will be more surviving in here, in these woods, just when it's a little bit drier so I can actually make a fire. Thanks for watching.